I first became aware of a movie called The Thing when I saw the original film. It was 1952, and I would have been about 4 or 5 years old. I think I saw it in a re-release. It was one of those films where, as you watched it, it was so frightening that my popcorn flew out of my hands. In other words, when they went up to the doorway and they had this a Geiger counter, they opened the door and he's right there, I went nuts. I went crazy. And then I subsequently read the short story in high school, and I realized it was a lot different than the movie. What they'd done in the first film was kind of make the James Arness monster more like a Frankenstein creature. And yes, he could, he was a kind of a vegetable that could reproduce various life forms, but he wasn't the imitator, the creature that could imitate any life form from the original story. The John W. Campbell story, Who Goes There, was basically an Agatha Christie kind of 10 Little Indians. You know, this creature is in your midst, and he's imitating either one or all of us, who's human and who isn't. And that kind of an idea really fascinated me. So we went, in that sense, back to that idea with Bill Lancaster in the screenplay.
John Carpenter was always our first choice. Stewart had some relationship with him through school, through USC Film School, I believe. I knew John's work, I did not know him. And so we had a meeting with him, and he immediately said, yes, yes, yes.
And as soon as we had finished Escape from New York and it was being released, I started to work on The Thing. And we started writing from scratch. Basically, Bill Lancaster wrote an original screenplay and started all over again. There were several drafts of, Toby Hooper had done, I can't remember his name now, his partner had done a draft, and there had been some short story treatments by various people. But we started over, and the studio liked what we were doing and approved it, and off we went. I was reminiscing the other day, it was the longest prep that I've had on a movie, and I haven't had one as long since. It was from the time I started going in an office to the time the movie was released, it was over a year. And the business has changed so much now that they'll only give you, they try to shorten your time on either end. They try to make you do it really quickly. That was one of the luxuries of The Thing, was to have that much time to work on it.
Well, the short story itself was, I wouldn't say it was a really great one, although it's a very admired one in the science fiction realm, back in the late 30s. And I think it was the first story to deal with this shape-shifting, body snatcher type element and all that stuff. Curiously, that's not what 100% attracted me to the piece. It was more the ambiance and all the characters involved and the mood of it, and the enclosure and elements of the paranoia. And the short story was a stepping stone to take advantage of all those kinds of elements. From the story and the film, I loved the idea of being trapped in Antarctica. These people working up there for whatever reasons. Horrible winter, freezing conditions, cold, and there's a monster lurking.